Welcome to the Aquaflow Crypto Lab. In today's video, we are going to start with the big picture chart because this chart explains exactly what's going on right now. I predicted the current move and that XRP needed to go down. If you don't remember, please have a look at my previous video. It was explaining everything. But if you missed it, don't worry, we are going to talk about it in this video also. Then, of course, I'm going to share an update of the XRP Bull Bear Index. And as I promised, we are going to talk about the XRP Next top. So I hope you're ready. If you're new here, please consider subscribing to the channel. Now, let's begin. This is the big picture chart, and this chart helped us to anticipate everything in the market. So, after the breakout, just right here above the bull market support, we knew that XRP wouldn't go straight up because it needed to play with the band. Indeed, we saw that the current situation we are in right now is very similar to what we had in the past when we had our breakout just right here. So to make the comparison easier, we have point 1 just right here and point 2. Okay, so this was the breakout candle, then we penetrated the band. Here it was the same thing. Then we stayed in the band, right? And we come back down to retest the bull market support as a support this time. Then we have a breakout above the band, a local top. We went down to play with the band again, right? And look what we did just right here. We went inside the band, we came back down to retest the area of the bull market support. We have a nice bounce to the upside and then a breakout. So you see, we have this point similar to this point. Then we have this point similar to this point, okay? Then we have our breakout, so our local top. We came back down to retest the band as a support, right? And the bull market support at the same time. We came back down just right here to retest the bull market support and the band as a support. And you see that the situation is very similar. It's exactly the same thing, right? And then we have our bounce to the upside. So what are we doing right now? We have our bounce to the upside and another breakout above the bull bear band. And this is the reason why I said that after the breakout candle that we have just right here, XRP needed to go back to retest at least the top of the band. Why? In the past, we did exactly the same thing. We went up, we have our breakout candle, and we came back down. Let me zoom in to make it easier to see. We came back down with this candle to retest exactly the top of the band, just right here. You can see with the wick. That's why we were expecting XRP to retest the top of the band, and this is exactly what we are doing right now. So I don't know how far we will go for this pullback, but I hope that the top of the band will hold. Currently, the top of the band is around 59 cents. So remember this level, we want XRP to close the candle above this level. In the past, you can see that we have a first attempt above the bull bear band. We came back down to retest it as a support, but we failed and we closed inside the band. Then we tried to go above it, but we couldn't. We got pushed back inside the band, right? And we closed inside it. This was a very bad sign for the future. And we saw that because of this candle, because we tried to go above it, but we couldn't, we got rejected. Then we had this huge move to the downside. This is the reason why XRP needed to go back to retest the bull bear band as a support. As we had this failure, now we need to confirm that we are ready to go up by validating this as a support. It's very simple. If XRP is able to hold this level, then we are good to go, guys. If we look back during the previous cycle, you will see what I'm talking about. After the breakout, we came back down to retest the bull bear band as a support successfully. We came back up, but we came back down to retest it again. We didn't touch it, but we can consider this pullback as a second retest of the bull bear band. And again, it was successful and this pushed us to the upside. So this is what I expect from XRP. I want to hold this area as a support before going up. I remind you that the bull bear band is going up as I speak. So this is a really good sign that this will push us to the upside. If XRP goes down and break this level around 50 cents, which is the current level of the bull bear band, we are in big trouble, guys. But hopefully it will not happen and this level will hold. I hope it's clear. Let me know in the comments if you think that XRP will stay above the bull bear band, because it's a key element to the next bull run. It's time to move to the next chart, the XRP bull bear index chart. So as I speak, XRP is at 88% bullish and at 11% neutral. That's why there is no reason to be scared. Despite the current pullback of the price, you can see that XRP is still bullish. We are still holding the string line as a strong support, and XRP is trending above it. In addition, we have only one point that is not green, which is really bullish in my opinion. So unless XRP starts to go below the green line, the string line, right? Just stay calm and let's wait for the bounce. I remind you that this is the moment when we knew that we were in a bear market, right? With this very candle, because here we were above the string line and we crossed it and we have an official close below it. And you can see all these red dots. So unless we see something like that again, we are still in a bull market. I know that you would like to see XRP go up just like this straight to the moon, right? But just be patient, our time will come. I hope it's clear. Now we can talk about the XRP next top. First, I want to say that I have no crystal ball, guys. And I know that I've been right multiple times in the past, but with my indicators, it's way easier to find the bottoms than to find the tops. So my indicators do not tell me in advance what the next top will be, but they tell me when it's time to sell in real time. That said, I had multiple requests from you asking about my thoughts about the next top of XRP. And despite the fact that I think that it would be pure speculation for me to say that XRP will reach a specific price, I can still try to find out what the chart is telling us about the next top using Confluence. Trying to anticipate the next top is always a good exercise, and the goal here with this video is to find possible scenarios. Now that you know what to expect from this analysis, let's get started. You already know that the particularity of this channel is that here you see the power of my custom indicators. This is the Aqua Overlay indicator. It's an indicator using what Bitcoin did in the past to try to anticipate the future of XRP. So as you can see, it is some kind of band, right? You can see it just right here. First, there is the top of the band. And as you can see, we touched it twice. Here with this local top and another time just right here. And it is our current all-time high. And I think that XRP will never go higher than the top of this band. This leads me to my first statement. If you are really bullish about XRP, keep in mind that if XRP ever touches the top of the band, you can sell everything. So in the coming months, you can see that the top of the band will cover a range between $45 to $70 in this area, right? And it will go up to reach a top around $300. So this covers the range of 2024, right? And this the range of 2025. If you want my honest opinion, I think that it is almost impossible to have such a scenario. I am showing it to you because I wanted to show one of the most bullish scenario in my opinion, and this would be very bullish. But honestly, I don't think it will happen. Then we have the middle of the band. We can call it the middle line, and this line is already way more reasonable. Let me explain why. You can see that the middle line was a resistance just right here. So we have a first touching point. Then we have another one just right here after the breakout, because we were below the middle line. We have a breakout and a pullback to retest the middle line as a support. Then we had a nice bounce. We reached the top of the band. We came back down, sideways until reaching the middle line again, and this pushed us to the upside. So again, the middle line was a wonderful support for us. Then we came back down, we touched the middle line, right? But we have a small bounce, but it was still a support. But it was not enough, and at the second retest, we have an official close below the line and a body closing below the middle line. And starting from this candle, we used the middle line as a resistance. You can see it just right here. If we zoom in, you see that with this candle, we touched the middle line, but as a resistance this time. And we got rejected to the downside. Then our top, just right here, despite the close above the middle line, we couldn't hold this level to keep a candle closing above the middle line, so it was still a resistance and we got rejected from it. One time with this candle and the big wick, and another time with this candle, despite the close, we got rejected. So this is the reason why I think that this line will keep on acting as a very strong resistance. And you can see that in the future, it will be ranging between 13 cents and 20 cents, right? In this area in 2024. And it's going up to $70 in 2026. So now we have way more reasonable targets in the coming months and in the coming years. I remind you that there is no guarantee to touch this line, but if we ever touch it, they are good targets. And of course, we have the bottom of the band with this line. The bottom of the band is very, very interesting because we have a lot of touching points. As you can see here, it was a wonderful support, right? Then we have this, and it was a second bottom for XRP before the bull run, okay? Then we have this local top during the bear market and this huge move to the upside. Again, we have this point, which was a bottom again. So here we have a bottom, right here we have a second bottom. And it was a wonderful support for us during this entire phase of the market, so for multiple candles in a row, before breaking the line with this candle, and we knew that we were in trouble, and that's why we went down. So this is the reason why I think that the bottom of the band could become a resistance in the future. You remember that the middle line was first a support, then a support, then a support before the breakout, and then a resistance, right? So you see that the bottom of the band was a wonderful support for us here and here and here and here, right? That's why I think that it could become a resistance in the future. And in that case, in the coming months, XRP will stay in the $3 to $4 range and reach about $20 in 2 or 3 years. Of course, this is the most pessimistic scenario in case of a bull run. So now you know everything about my thoughts. First, you have crazy ranges, right? With the top of the band. Then you have more realistic ranges, but it's still high prices, and you have more reasonable targets, but this is the most pessimistic scenario with this area of the band. But I want to share more things with you. On this chart, I draw a bottom to bottom line. Why am I calling it like this? You can see that here we have a bottom and here we have a bottom. And when we join the 2 points, we have this wonderful line. So you can see that here it was a wonderful support, right? Here it was a support. Then we have a breakout and it became a resistance. It's always the same thing, guys. Then we got a rejection to the downside, a second test of the line and another rejection. And we have our bull run and a breakout above the line, right? We have our bull run, bear market, and where did we go? Right to the line. But of course it was how I built this line, so it's normal. But what is really impressive is this, right? It was the SEC sell-off and we went right to the line again. Then we have a small bull run compared to this one. This one was small, but it was still a bull run. We have our local top and we went down to the line, but this time we closed below it. And that's why we started using it as a resistance this time. And as you can see, it was exactly the same thing just right here. We have our bottom on the line. Then we used it as a support multiple times before the breakout and we started using it as a resistance. Here we have our bottom, support, breakout and resistance, resistance. So now we know exactly what is preventing us from going up. And we know that if XRP is able to have a real breakout above this line, we should be able to reach higher prices more easily. So at home, I want you to draw this line on your chart because this is a line that will let you know when the bull run will start. It seems to me that this in the past was an accumulation area before the start of the bull run, and this looks very, very similar in my opinion before the start of the bull run. Now let's add more lines to the chart. So here we have the orange line. So this is a line joining this point and this point. And as you can see, here also we have a major top. So here we have a major top. Here we have a major top. It was not our all-time high, but it was still a major top for XRP and a major pivot point, right? Then here it was a support and it was a support also for the middle line, as you can see. So it was a wonderful point of confluence. Here again, it was a confluence between the orange line and the middle line. And you can see that we touched the orange line and we got rejected to the downside. That's why in the future, I will pay attention to this area of confluence. Indeed, just right here, we have a wonderful area of confluence between the bottom of the band and the orange line. In the past, we pierced the orange line only once, just right here with the final moonshot of the bull run, but we were not able to hold the levels above the orange line for long, and that's why we had to cross it and we started using it as a resistance again. So in the future, I expect XRP to use this line as a resistance. If we are ever able to cross above it, then maybe it will become a support, right? Before another breakout, and we will start using it as a resistance again. So we don't know how it will play out. Either we will reach a top when reaching this area, or it could be a support if we are above it before this date. Let's add another line to the chart. So we have the pink line. The pink line is another line I'm paying attention to because as you can see, we have major pivot points every time we touch this line. So it started with this point, we have a rejection, then breakout, we came back down with this candle and it was a support, right? Then we have a breakout, came back down, back up, and it was a wonderful resistance, okay? Then we came back down, then up, and we came back down to retest it as a wonderful support this time. Okay, up, down, again, wonderful support with this huge move to the upside. We have our breakout, then we started using it as a resistance. You can see it with this candle because we have a small wick. We tried to go above the line, but we got rejected to the downside with the close below the line, right? Then we started using it as a strong, very, very strong resistance. We tried to hit it once, twice, and a third time before this huge move to the downside. Then we had our local top just right here with a big rejection to the downside after touching the line again. So you can see the relationship between the price of XRP and the pink line. That's why if we ever touch it again, it will be an amazing opportunity to sell in my opinion. Especially right here we have a wonderful confluence point. So if I ever see XRP going up like this and touching the middle line and the pink line at the same time, I will sell, guys. It's that simple. Again, it doesn't mean that we cannot go above the pink line, right? Because in the past it happened in this area. But if we touch it, I really think that it will be a good selling price. So I will sell. It will be more than enough for me. And of course, we have another area of confluence just right here with the middle line around the $60 range. But it will be at the end of 2026. Let's add more lines to the chart. So now I added the blue line to the chart. It will be the last line of the day. So please pay attention. As you can see, it's again a line passing by the bottom. Then we have a wonderful support just right here. We crossed it and started using it as a resistance just right here. Then we have our moonshot, a pullback, and this time we touched it as a support, okay? Then we have the bullrun, bear market. We have a small bounce on it, but we couldn't hold it, and we have a break to the downside. Then we come back up and we started using it as a resistance. Again here as a resistance. Here we have a fake out because we even have a full body closing above the line, but with the candle just after we came back down below it and started using it as a strong resistance again before going back down. This is why I think that even if XRP becomes very bullish, it will not go higher than the blue line. And you can see that just right here, we have a wonderful area of confluence between the pink line, the blue line, and the middle line. So this would be a wonderful area to sell XRP. So to sum it up, a really good area to sell XRP would be between the bottom of the band and the middle line. So I will keep on sharing updates about this chart to see what's going on. I remind you that unlike my other analysis, this is an experimental indicator. It was just to share some thoughts about the next top of XRP. This is not financial advice. And for tops, I have another strategy, and I will talk about my brand new indicator in my next video. This is my XRP buy-sell indicator, and as you can see, it gives me sell signals, but it doesn't tell me anything in advance. This is a real-time indicator, and it will trigger when it will be time to sell. I'm really proud of this indicator, and let me know in the comments if you want to know more about it in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like the content and give me a thumbs up. That's all for today's video, and as always, time will tell.